Good evening, everyone. Good evening. This is day five of the 90-day screenplay classes. And today we are going to be starting from the same way we always start, from a quote. A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself. A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself. Joseph Campbell. Campbell. Now let's go straight. The title of today is Protagonist and Antagonist. Protagonist and Antagonist. Not going to be a very long thing, but I'm just going to be faster with it. Hi, screenwriters. That's Alan Watts talking to you. Some of us may be writing ensemble screenplays with multiple storylines, and we may be scratching our heads, wondering who our protagonist is. The key is to look for the character that displays the most growth. The character may not necessarily have the most screen time, but it is the character on which we can hang the spine of our story. The protagonist in the film, Ordinary People, that's the title, is not the Timothy Hutton character, but rather his father, played by Donald Sumberland. When we inquire into the structure questions, it is the protagonist wants that provides our story with his thorough line. Notice where the wants exist for the protagonist in each story beat. Okay? Character is reviewed through conflict. If nothing seems to be happening, let's ask ourselves, what does my hero want? And who are my worthy antagonists? Character do not exist in a vacuum. In bracket. This is why I'm not crazy about character sketches. They can reinforce our idea of the story rather than helping explore more dynamic possibilities. End of quote. Closing of character is closing of the bracket. Character exists in relationship to their word, their behavior, not what we are told about them. Reveal to us who they are. In this seminar book, the art of dramatic writing, Lajos Egis defined an antagonist as, in quotes, any character that stands in the way of the ruthless, unrushing, unrushing protagonist. Any character that stands in the way of the ruthlessly unrushing protagonist. Most stories do not have just one antagonist. In fact, all the characters other than protagonists, including love, spouses, and best friends, are antagonistic forces. Antagonistic forces in that they operate as a catalyst of change in the protagonist. Without a worthy antagonist, there will be little conflict, and without conflict, there can be no transformation. Antagonists are not necessarily bad or evil. They are just characters who stand in the way of their hero getting what he wants. In Rocky, many of you remember, the protagonist wants to be worthy of Adrian's love. Adrian is an antagonist because she prompts him to grow. In the beginning, she is shy and refuses his advances, forcing him to proclaim himself. When they began to date, she admonishes him for calling himself a bum, B-U-M. It is through the power of our love that he lets go of his old life as a flunky for the mob and becomes willing to live up to his full potential as a fighter. Growth is painful. Our antagonists are instigator of this growth. Instigator of this growth. And tonight we have to even really get some things. Now let's go to protagonist as acts. A-R-C-K, acts. Oh, act. Since the desire to write typically involves in the quest to resolve something, okay, within ourselves, it is often challenging to imagine a true transformation for for our for our protagonist. I hope you are following. This is because without a shift in perspective, the best we can ever hope for a standoff, a compromise. Second best. Okay? The challenge in writing a story with a compelling ending lies in the ability to resolve the dilemma by seeing the problem in a different way. Seeing the problem in a different way. Movie examples. Bridesmaids. That is somebody there. Kirsten Will's character goes from jaded single girl to hopeful future bride. Knocked up, not knocked off. Okay, knocked up. Seth Roger's character goes from irresponsible boy to responsible adult. The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy goes from wanting to escape something over the rainbow to learning that there is no place like home. Leather Weapon. Mel Gibson's character goes from suicidal loner to becoming a man who embraces life and friendship. Lars and Real Girls. Lars goes from escaping from fantasy to living in reality. Notice how each arc leads to the character to a shift in person that resolving their dilemma. By the end of the story, they literally see their situation differently. Kristen Wiig, W-I-I-G, doesn't settle for the cop, that is police. Seth Roger doesn't begrudgingly give up his youthful irresponsibility. Dorothy is grateful to go to home. Mel's friendship gives his life meaning, and Lars is relieved to be living in reality. Okay, let's quickly go to the exercise tonight before I explain some things. Writing exercise for today. For 5 minutes, imagine your protagonist transformed at the end of the story. Just imagine it. Sit down and make sure you get it. Okay, these are the things that are going to happen. How is the relating differently to other characters? What has he come to understand at the end that he did not understand at the beginning? 2. Now write down in one sentence your protagonist arc. How has it changed from the beginning to the end? Be specific. Just write it out. Okay, that's an assignment for you. Please do your assignment and write it in the comment. Don't just do it somewhere. Write in the comments also. Okay, write in the comment. Then lastly, as an antagonist in your story, write for 5 minutes. A, my attitude towards sex is ... B, my relationship to God is ... C, I feel lost when ... D, before I die, I'm determined to ... End of quote. E, open quote, I'm appalled by ... Finally, it's been too far long since I ... So until tomorrow, I'll say, well, until tomorrow, and I will say, until tomorrow, we believe God is helping us to do some things, and you're making, just pay attention, watch this video again. Many of them are not long, they're very short, and please make sure you pay attention over and over to get it. If you don't get that first time, you get it another time. Writing is very good for those who specialize in writing, and make sure you go all your way to do that. Don't forget, don't just be creative, stay creative and be a person of creativity. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.